All right, welcome to the book club. For this week, I chose Journey to Personal Greatness, Mind, Body, and Soul, written by Alvin Brown. So before I dive into the book summary, I've got to give an introduction to the author. Alvin Brown came from a single-parent family raised by his mother and 5 siblings, including himself, in Kingston, Jamaica. Growing up at an early age, Brown experienced poverty, violence, homelessness, a father who was an alcoholic, and many trials and tribulations for which many would surely break their spirit. Over the course of many years, boxing, taekwondo, dancing, several educational disciplines specializing in acupuncture, Chinese medicine, nutrition, psychology, and osteopathic medicine has led him to the ownership of a very successful health and wellness clinic in Pickering, Ontario, the publication of this book, numerous speaking engagements, and the track record of helping thousands of clients with physical and mental ailments. Journey to Personal Greatness is a detailed 200-page explanation bridging the gaps between spirituality, physicality, and mindfulness. Brown explains throughout the entirety of the book that everything is connected: body, mind, and spirit. Without one, the other cannot exist, and vice versa. The predominant theme within these pages is the numerous comparisons of mediocrity and greatness involving his own personal life's experiences, and throughout his life he was given great opportunities to choose to act in mediocrity or to choose to act in greatness, ultimately resulting in his success. What is mediocrity? Brown writes, in short, it's accepting a life that is less than your very best. It's a lifelong, subtle, and insidious process of lowering your standards in order to avoid shining brightly. So what is greatness? Basically, it's how you show up in life. It's to be great, to live out your purpose with passion and pride. It's the discovery of that life is filled with limitless opportunity waiting to be attacked with enthusiasm. Early on in Brown's practice, he gives us an example where he first noticed the connection between the physical level and the psychological level of his clients. He noticed when an individual had changed what they were feeling on a physical level, or if there was a change in their psychology, their body's vibrational rhythms changed. He noticed that if someone were to take steps forward to improve their physical body, in addition to take steps to change the way one thinks about particular situations by lowering their stress, their vibrations within the body tissue changes. This brings him to firmly believe that mental stress, if left long enough, can morph into emotional, physical, and even chemical imbalances. The deconstruction of mind, body, and soul is explained early on. The mind being separated into 2 categories, the subconscious and the conscious. The physical body, of course, being the human existence, and the soul inhabiting the body. Further anatomical explanations are brought forward, such as the nervous system, which is responsible for all of the body's actions, both externally and internally. The endocrine, immune, and reproductive systems all work in synchronicity of each other. The human body really is a work of art with so much intricacy, one cannot but wonder how and who created us. There is without no doubt, according to Brown, that a divine master plan has been constructed for our existence, and this is where spirit comes in. The stresses that we are bombarded by every day in our environment, foods, toxins, jobs, people, news, family, and money, all have factors that affect the body and the spirit. Brown dives deeper, breaking down the mind, body, and spirit into subcategories, which he refers to as their essences. There are 6: mental and emotional, belonging to the mind; physical and chemical, belonging to the body; and material and spiritual, belonging to the soul. After discussing much of the physical body, he begins to introduce human behavior. I've got a dog hair in my nose. Sorry, guys. So after discussing much of the physical body, he begins to introduce the human behavior and the psyche, breaking down some personality traits which inevitably will hold people back from their own greatness, such as those who generalize and make statements such as, "I always have bad luck," or "every time this happens," or "everywhere I go this happens." These generalizations become true because the subconscious is constantly reminded of these types of self-talk phrases. He explains the conscious mind only operates at 10 to 12% of its total capacity, whereas the subconscious mind takes up the remaining. What's so powerful about this statement is that negative self-talk, generalizing distortions, have a major impact on the subconscious. The body begins to adapt false statements to be true. As a result, continual cycle of negative thoughts become normality, causing serious havoc on both physical and spiritual body. He provides exercises to balance the mental essence, such as meditation, journaling, affirmations, and recognizing language patterns, such as self-talk. These exercises can be and should be practiced by everyone. Whether you're a millionaire or a retired crossing guard, mindful exercises benefits all walks of people and enhance our being. One of the final components of the mind is the recognition of anxiety, worry, fear, guilt, resentment, and regret. A growing number of the population suffer with depression and anxiety. He explains that these thoughts are either imagined far into the future, thinking of what ifs, or from something that happened long ago, which has been replayed so much that it has grown out of proportion. Another essence, which is probably the largest concern among the majority of the world's population, is the body. The body has an incredible rate of regeneration. All of its tissues, bones, muscle, organs, each cell is dividing at an incredible rate for one single purpose: to survive. With all of that being said, the body requires healthy movement, exercise, and fuel, nutrition, in order for optimum performance. Later, he gives greatness habits. 1. Develop a powerful why. Understand your underlying desire to achieve. Let that be your inspiration. 2. Consistency. Brown actually references one of my favorite reads, The Slight Edge. It is explained that the little daily habits consistently will magnify into larger outcomes down the road, as long as you remain consistent. Fake it till you make it. Visualize yourself with the attainment of your goal in the present. KISS. Keep it so simple. Those who are great at what they do visualize small, simple steps in order to achieve, whereas mediocrity see monumental, laborious, and burdensome steps just to get started. The chemical essence. What drives the body is whole nutritional food. However, what drives them are cravings and processed foods, which ultimately will drive someone straight into lethargy and disease. Brown wants everyone to shift from mindless eating to mindful eating. Our entire essence is fueled by energy. What is the largest source of energy, he asks? The sun. Brown questions the reader. Do you want to tap into an abundant supply of energy? Who doesn't? It only makes sense to eat foods that use the sun for their own energy. Fruits, vegetables, and other plants are sources of the primary vehicles of our healthy, clean energy, not only for the body, but for the soul as well. Another big concern of most population is the availability of money. Where is it, and how can we get more of it? Brown discusses the ideas of self-worth, paradigms. Too often those who struggle with money struggle with self-worth. They dream about money, but they can't see themselves with actual abundance. When someone is able to shift their awareness, greater ideas come forward. Inspirational actions follow. As a result, increased methods to increasing wealth become actions. One of my favorite lessons in this book is the final pages. Brian writes, the human nervous system was equipped with a sensory system that has been tuned to find dangers in our environment, which means that you are more apt to search for what's wrong in the world around you. That is our natural tendency, to search for negative and dangerous elements in our environment, often deleting the good things in our life and becoming hyper-focused on what's wrong. We have so much to be thankful for, and being thankful only allows us to receive more things to be thankful for and begin to close off just not acknowledge the negative things. In conclusion, Journey to Personal Greatness is a full body awareness template. If used properly, it is the beginning of a whole body awareness, mind, body, and soul. Acknowledging that we are all part of the universe at a much larger pool of energy will allow you to become more aware of your own being. After reading this book, I assure you that I will want, or that you will want, and I will want, to tap into our own journey to personal greatness. Note, what's so fantastic about this book is that the author Alvin Brown is right here in our own backyard, Ontario, Canada. Too often we read about books from famous Americans or Europeans, but this just goes to show that anyone can set out to become great, even in your own backyard. They can achieve great things. You don't have to look far at all. So I give this book 5 stars, hands down. Great read. Really, really good. I enjoyed it a lot. That being said, book club, in good health and good spirit.